Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a like up. General Hospital fans know Michael Corinthos has a pile of exes that are dead. So it seems like any woman he romances could be destined for death. With 4 dead women in his past, Willow Tate might not survive her cancer crisis. Will she die on GH? This is the transcript of our GH video about how many women that he's loved died or faced certain death on the ABC soap opera. Check out all our soap spoilers and updates by subscribing to our YouTube channel. Do you remember Michael Corinthos' first real relationship? It was with Abby Haver, played by Andrea Bogart, when he was a teenager. Then Michael had just gotten out of prison for beating his stepmom, Claudia Zycara, to death. She was played by Sarah Joy Brown, who'd been the original Carly Corinthos back in the day. GH brought her back to play a new character. She was a bad mobster and Michael killed her to save his mom, Carly. Then he was sent to prison where he was traumatized. Remember, he was raped by another prison, Carter, while in Pentonville. So Michael was hesitant about physical contact, but wanted to be with a woman on General Hospital. So he asked Jason Morgan to find him a hooker, someone with experience who could help him. Jason didn't like it, but Sam McCall introduced him to her friend Abby. She was a stripper dancing under the name Candy. Sam told Abby about what happened to Michael Corinthos and his issues, so she agreed to help. Eventually, Michael Corinthos began a relationship with Abby and they moved in together. They were very happy together. Michael worked at ELQ and got Abby a job there too. She did put her sketchy past behind her. When strippers were targeted by a criminal, Michael had Abby sent away on a business trip. But while out of town, Abby was killed anyway. She was walking by a construction site when a crane dumped a load of stuff on her. Michael was crushed, and unironically, so was Abby. He blamed himself. Abby Haver was the one that started what would eventually look like a curse on his love life. Her death was awful. Remember sweetheart Sabrina Santiago, played by Teresa Castillo on General Hospital. She's the next of his girlfriends to die a horrific death. Nurse Sabrina and Michael fell for each other, and when she got pregnant, they were thrilled. But he wasn't the dad. It was Sabrina's ex, Carlos Rivera, played by Jeffrey Vincent Parise. Despite the baby daddy drama, Michael remained in love with Sabrina, but she met a tragic end at a young age, taken out by a serial killer. Sabrina already had a sad backstory. Her infant son, Gabriel, her child with Patrick Drake, Jason Thompson, died. After that and other disappointments, she found true love with Michael. Even worse was that he bought her a ring and was about to propose when she died. Sabrina figured out that Port Charles District Attorney Paul Hornsby was the General Hospital killer. He was a psycho serial murderer who choked several victims to death. Always the good girl, Sabrina saved Monica Quartermain from the villain, but then he strangled her instead. So she died a hero. This devastated Michael. What's even weirder is Sabrina Santiago wasn't the only woman Michael loved that died thanks to a serial killer. The next 2 deaths linked to Michael and his love curse were both exes of his at the time of their deaths. But since he loved them both at one point, it's still valid to include them. The first of these is Kiki Jerome, portrayed by Haley Aaron. She was generally wonderful and lovable, but was not the innocent that Sabrina was. Kiki's murder rocked poor Chuck and Michael, even though they've been broken up a while. Do you remember who killed her? Serial killer psycho Ryan Chamberlain, John Lindstrom, took Kiki's life. And she and Michael once had a deep affection for each other. Kiki Jerome's death devastated not just Michael, but also her mother, Ava Jerome, and all of Port Charles. Do you remember that psychopath Nell Hayes, Chloe Lanier, was another that dated Michael on General Hospital? No doubt, Nell was awful and deserved what she got. Remember, she fell off a cliff. Carly Corinthos sort of tried to save her, but Nell plummeted anyway. Of course, there's a chance she's alive and plotting revenge, and Michael was well shut of her by the time she died. But she's the biological mother of his son, Wiley Corinthos. And as his ex, it feels like this Michael Corinthos death curse might have struck her too. Another case that being Michael's ex is tempting fate is Sasha Gilmore, Sophia Matson. Do you remember that Sasha had 2 near deaths? And one came when she dated Michael on General Hospital. Remember, Cassandra Pierce, Jessica Tuck, infected Sasha as a revenge scheme against the Corinthos family. She served up Sasha a rare and deadly strain of the bird flu. And after Michael and Sasha called it quits, she overdosed. That was due to a drug habit she developed after calling it off with him. She ditched him to help his custody case when he was fighting Nell for Wiley. She survived, but now, another love of Michael faces death. We now have to ask if Willow Tate, Caitlin McMullen, will die from her stage 4 leukemia. Things look dire as one thing after another failed to help her. First, she delayed chemo because she was pregnant with their daughter, Amelia Grace Corinthos. By the time she delivered, her cancer was too far gone. Her next hope was the cord blood from the baby. But something went wrong with that, and Willow lost hope. Next, it turned out her great-aunt Liesl Ubrecht, Kathleen Gady, was a match. But Victor Cassadine, Charles Shaughnessy, kidnapped Liesl, and now Willow's time is running out. She's rushing her wedding to Michael before she dies. So will she survive the cancer and Michael Corinthos' love curse? Let's hope so. But given his track record, you just never know.